Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So today, as we are aware, let me just, sorry, just take this one. Okay. So today is the appearance day of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who's one of the main acharyas of this sampradaya. And this is one of the pranam mantras. Tomorrow is bank holiday, at least in the UK. Apologies in Mauritius. Your queen is not as kind as our queen.
We don't have any queen.
I know you don't have a queen. You need a queen. You need a generous queen.
No, it's okay like that.
Fair enough. So we always say Queen Ki Jai on bank holiday. Of course, nowadays I don't recognize a bank holiday. I don't even know it's a bank holiday because every day is a bank holiday. But anyway, so if devotees don't mind, we'll spend a few minutes glorifying this amazing personality and getting his blessings.
Yes.
On days like this, actually, it's very important to seek the blessings of the relevant acharya. Because on their appearance days, on their birthdays, they become even more merciful than normal. And I remember Guru Maharaj one time, one devotee who had offended him very badly. He came on his Vyas Puja, and we were thinking, uh-oh, it's going to be fireworks. He came, he surrendered to Guru Maharaj, he paid his obeisances. Guru Maharaj just completely forgave him. And it was so amazing to see that. And later on, Guru Maharaj acknowledged, yes, this devotee had made severe mistakes, but he came on, Vyas Puja days, and it's my obligation to forgive him.
Was it at Bhaktivinoda Manor?
No, South London, one of the Manchester boys.
Okay, all right.
So, so that was, these days are very nice where we can talk about these personalities, at least for a short period of time. We won't go into a long discussion, but just the basic idea of his glorious life and to seek his blessings. So this is a mantra which we chant for him, and it's the Bhaktivinoda Pranati. Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda, who is transcendental energy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is a strict follower of the Goswamis headed by Srila Rupa.
Okay, now this is him. Glorious personality, truly glorious, because he came at a time when it was very, very difficult. Actually, Vaishnavism had practically disappeared. And it had been replaced by Sahajas, basically those who were pretending that they were great Vaishnavas, and they were engaging in Radha Krishna Leela, illicit Leela, and they were really spoiling the name of Vaishnav tradition. He came in 1838, and he was a pioneer spiritual leader. He actually was in the household life. He was a magistrate, actually working under British rule in Bharat. He was a magistrate, ruling on very important cases. But he was also a prolific preacher, writer, and poet. He wrote dozens of books, and practically speaking, if it wasn't for Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we probably would not see this Hare Krishna movement as it is today, because he revived Vaishnavism, especially Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And how did he do this? Okay, we can basically talk through. So this is where he was born, in a place. Where is this place? It's in West Bengal. Yeah, that's right. Ullagram in Nadia. And it's preserved at the moment. It's looked after by, I believe, the Gaudiya Math. And he was born in quite a well-to-do family, but his family, he saw a lot of difficulties. When he was 11, his father passed away. I believe when he was about 18, or 19, yeah, his brother died. He was married at 12, but they didn't get together till much later. There was a cholera epidemic which destroyed practically whole of his village. Only a couple of I think his mother survived and paternal grandmother. That was about it. And he was never interested in business because of the cheating process in business. So he was always a very sincere, straightforward personality. And again, his son was born, but during childbirth, his wife died. So he married again to a lady called Bhagavati Devi, who was actually a great Vaishnavi. And he became a headmaster. He became a teacher, headmaster. Later on, he qualified as a deputy magistrate, then a magistrate, took a position. And he traveled around the country quite a lot, around Bengal and Orissa. They would shift him from one place to another. And he achieved quite a high rank, in the highest rank in the government that could be attained by an Indian, a Bharatiya person during the British rule. So he managed to, during this time, he became interested in various philosophies. Eventually, he came across Vaishnavism, and he was completely convinced by the Bhagavatam and the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It took him many years to get an authentic copy of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Today, we are very fortunate. We have at hand these glorious scriptures, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. But if we understand that these scriptures were completely lost about maybe a couple of 100 years ago, and what we have today, we should consider ourselves extremely fortunate. We almost take it very lightly. We have the Bhagavatam sitting on our bookshelf, gathering dust, as this Chaitanya Charitamrita. But actually, we should be relishing these scriptures because of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we have access to them. He was constantly transferred here and there, eventually to Jagannath Puri. And in Jagannath Puri, he had a great adventure. There was a mystic who regarded himself as Vishnu, and he had his partial incarnations of Brahma and Shiva. These are some of the sahajas we're talking about, pretending to be God, but actually they're nothing. This so-called holy man was very powerful in one sense. He had mystic powers, and he caused a lot of difficulty. Eventually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as magistrate, arrested him, and they took him to court, and his children were affected. This holy man, so-called, had powers. He used black magic. He affected his daughter. Even he himself was not feeling well. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very strong in terms of trying to expose these charlatans. And eventually, this man was convicted. He put into jail. And actually, one British officer cut off his hair. And that man, his name is Bishaki Sena. He actually died because his power was actually in his hair. So in this way, he stood up for Vaishnavism, and he cleaned it up. And he used to write a lot. He used to spend time chanting a lot, discussing Bhagavatam, especially in Jagannath Puri, in the compound of the temple. He would organize religious meetings. And he became a manager of the Jagannath Puri temple at one point. And there he is. He had quite a huge family, actually. Was, I don't know how many children, maybe about 10 or so. And one of his children is the famous Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I think that's him here. Mm. And he became the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. So this is quite an exalted family. This is exalted family picture. This is Bhagavati Devi. There's Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the middle there. Very fascinating picture, actually. So just moving on a little bit. I wanted to come to, these are his books. He wrote so many wonderful books. And some of these books we refer to when we're doing the presentations. Many of them actually refer to these books. And I wanted to take you through to, I wanted to share with you his daily routine, which is most amazing routine. There it is. Now, it's very important to understand that this personality is a truly amazing person, because he used to wake up, where do you start? You know, okay, 8 o'clock at night, he would take rest, a couple of hours. And then for 6 hours, from 10 in the morning till 4, he would write his books. And these books we refer to. He would take rest for a little while, couple of hours, half an hour. And then he would start his chanting at 4:30 for 2.5 hours. He would do his 16 rounds plus. Then he would do correspondence. He would study for an hour from 7:30 in the morning till 8:30. Then he would receive guests or continue to read, take a little bit of rest, half an hour or so, 9:30 till 10. Have some breakfast, go to the court at 10. Court would finish at 1 to 2. He'd come home and have rest, eat something, have a shower, go back to the office 2 to 5. So 6 hours in the office. And his judgments were really amazing judgments. It said that he would decide a case very quickly and they would never find a mistake in his decision. So fascinating personality. He then he would return home at 5, translate again, do more work, more books, more writing, a couple of hours. Then he would eat, have a shower, and take rest at 8 again. And this was his daily routine. He slept for 3 hours a day. He would write for 8 hours, 8-9 hours. He'd do japa for 4-5 hours, study included, and work for 6. So this is a very good example of how not to waste time. Such an important thing. There's a wonderful verse, I just read it myself in the Garud Purana, that any moment that we waste, we should cry. We should really cry at wasting that time. Because once we waste a moment, we'll never get it back. It's lost forever. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur set a good standard. Of course, we can't maintain this sort of standard because he's an eternally liberated soul. But we should try to minimize the amount of time we waste and try to really use our opportunity of becoming Krishna conscious as effectively as we can. He made a few predictions. He predicted Prabhupada, personality will soon appear, and he will travel all over the world to spread the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. One book he wrote about the percepts of Chaitanya he wrote in 1896, the year that Prabhupada appeared. And that book was found by Srila Prabhupada's disciples in Canada, McGill University. That was quite a monumental find, actually. He also predicted very soon the chanting of Harinam Sankirtan will be spread all over the world. Oh, when will that day come when people from America, England, France, Germany, Russia will take up kartals and madangas and chant Hare Krishna in their towns? So this is, again, Prabhupada fulfilled that mission. When will that day come? When the fair-skinned foreigners will come to Sri Mayapur Dham and join with the Bengali Vaishnavas to chant Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan. When will that day come? So this was Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In the spiritual world, he is one of the Manjaris. I think it's Kamala Manjari. But we will probably look at that tomorrow, because we're going to look at the different manjaris in the spiritual world tomorrow. So that was what I wanted to share on Bhaktivinoda. If there's anybody who'd like to share any pastimes that you remember or you've heard, please do so. We've only, scratched a little surface of his life history. There's certainly a lot more to say about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Roma, did you want to say something?
Just one small mention. I was account 22 hours, ways 2 hours more. Sorry, maybe my mom's is not good.
Well, obviously the mathematics might be a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. He slept 5 hours.
Is it 5? Can't be 5.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
22 hours.
Yeah, it is 22 hours. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Give for Thakur sleep
Somewhere
more,
there's 2
please.
hours missing. Well spotted, Roma.
Very sorry about that.
Please correct.
Yeah, no, thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
It's probably his japa and study. Yeah, probably his japa and study. Yeah, good. Thank you. We'll correct that. Well spotted. Anybody else? Okay, thank you very much. We can chant the Nrsimha Kavach. And we wanted pray for a few devotees.